funny and, sometimes they don't work. Well, ladies, welcome to our nutrition talk. My name is Estefania and I coach at Growth Warehouse. And today I would like to discuss 4 tips for making healthy eating for your entire family, a family affair. Let's start with some reflection, and we're going to talk a little bit at the end of the talk. What is your major struggle? What is the main struggle for getting your family to eat healthy? Be sure to think about it while I talk, and then at the end of the class, we're not going to talk about it a little bit, just to see where we are. And then, we all have different struggles, so we can kind of talk about it and figure it out. All right. So our nutrition program is backed by Healthy Step Nutrition, where we believe that something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be very complicated. So let's talk a little bit what's going on. Did you guys know that according to the CDC, fewer than 1 in 10 children and adults are eating the recommended amount of vegetables each day, and only 4 in 10 children eat enough fruit. Fruit and vegetables are packed with important vitamins and minerals. They help our body to feel at best, mentally and physically. You may be wondering why there is an emphasis on what our children eat. So think about this: 14 million children in adolescents were considered obese on the year 2020. And we're seeing this trend more and more in younger kids. Between the age of 2 or 5 years, they're being considered fat. That's obese. That's insane. Just to think about the 2 or 5-year-olds are considered insane. Research has shown that an obese 2-year-old has a 75% chance of being obese at the age of 35. And this number goes up. If they're obese when they are 18 years old, it goes up to 88% chance of being obese by the age of 35. This weight comes with many costly conditions, such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type diabetes 2, mental illness, cancers, joint problems, and much, much more. It is never too early to start implementing a healthy lifestyle, but we also understand how difficult it can feel. Maybe you guys come to the gym, you already know the importance of healthy diet and the lifestyle for the whole family, but feel the struggle. Why do we feel this way? Why is it so hard? Food product and marketing is a multi-billion company. And sometimes it's difficult to know what actually is a good choice for your family. Let me give you an example. For example, like on breakfast food, these are top, children eat breakfast food all the time, and they are sneaky sources of sugar. Popular cereal brands advertise whole grains, yet the second main ingredient is sugar. 1 cup of roasted flakes, they have 12 grams of added sugar. So to give you some context, the AHA recommends no more than 25 grams of sugar per day. So if they have a cup and they're eating this 12 grams of sugar, that's the first thing they're eating in the morning. But it doesn't stop there. Maybe you know that about the cereal, but it also happened with this other brand over here. For example, Pop Stars. I remember my daughter, she used to love Pop Stars, and I was like, no. Now, they advertise on the whole grain, but they're loaded with sugar. So a Pop-Tart, 1 package has 2 pastries, and 1 pastry alone contains 30 grams of sugar. That's 29 grams of which is added sugar. That is more than 25 grams of the recommended sugar amount that we should have in the day barely began. Yogurt. That has to be good, right? Yogurt, where people think, oh, that's healthy, that's good. Yes, while it is advertised as a good source of protein, brands like the ones that you see right here only have 2 grams of protein, and everything else is sugar. This is why it's so important that we start reading our nutrition labels and not to rely on the claims that the products make. We know the importance of a balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle, and now we see why it might be harder than we think. I want to help. Let's dive into 4 tips for making healthy eating a family affair. Let's start with tip number 1. All right, we want to plan out healthy meals and snacks. This means variety, balance, and moderation. So when we say variety, all the foods, balancing macronutrients, and sweets and treats in moderation. So when we say number 1, the variety, we want all the different colors. We want the colors of the rainbow. We want all the vegetables throughout the day for all your meals and all your snacks. Balance, you want to incorporate all the group foods into every meal, balancing carbohydrates, fats, and protein. If you do that, you're going to be satisfied throughout the day. Moderation, when you eat more whole foods throughout the day and balance, you're going to start feel better, have more energy. If you stick to the plan, and if you want one treat a week, it's okay, just enjoy it and move on. Now, it is important that we encourage our kids to eat the rainbow. A balanced diet includes all the food groups: veggies, fresh, frozen, baked, grilled, or air fried. Lean protein like chicken breast, lean ground turkey, lean low sodium deli meat, eggs, beans, and nuts. Low fat dairy milk, low fat cheese, cottage cheeses, low sugar Greek yogurt. Whole grains like rice, pasta, sprouted sandwich bread, or wraps, quinoa, or tortillas. See, that's a lot of food that we can eat. Now, let's talk about snacks. Look at my beautiful picture over here. I used to do this when my daughter was little, and she would have fun with it. So let's talk about snacks. The snacks are such a great way to offer more variety throughout the day, while keeping us fueled and energized for school and activities. Making our own snacks helps to limit the processed foods that are packed with hidden sugar, sodium, and saturated fats. Have the kids help and make healthy snacks. Some of my favorite kids' energy snacks when my daughter used to be little: energy balls, ants on a log, turkey, and hummus roll-ups. Be sure to make it fun. Make shapes out of bread, cheeses, fruits, and vegetables. Create lunch things. Like I used to make rainbows in animals, or maybe like her favorite show, and that used to make the trick. Along with snacks, we should be mindful of what we drink. There is a correlation about sugary drinks and sweetened beverage and overweight and obesity trends. So let's make water the drink of choice. School-age children need to drink between 6 to 8 cups of water per day, and even more when it's hot like it is today and they're having activities. Get the kids reusable bottles, and maybe you can put the stickers on it. So like a reusable bottle like this one, and you can put stickers on it. My daughter is 25 years old, and that's how her bottle looks like. It has a bunch of stickers. So when it's more fun to look at, she's more inclined to drink more water. She's 25, so I'm pretty sure if you're younger, you can do that too. Establish hydration goals. Back in the day when water was a struggle at my house, I used to have a chart, and then I would make a competition to see how many cups of water we were drinking. And between my daughter, my husband, and myself, we were like trying to see who will win. I made it a game, so we will all drink more water because we were not inclined to drink water. If you don't like the taste of water, you can include a slice of fruit or maybe a slice of vegetables. Or they also sell this infused water bottles. I mean, I've seen it in Bath and Beyond, where you put a fruit and then it changes and it makes it like a little bit bubbly. It's just changing a little bit the structure of the water, just more fun to drink. All right, tip number 2, and I think this one is the main one: get the kids involved. There's a few ideas how we can help with this. We can offer several options. Like, okay, you can say like, I cook all these things. You can pick which one you want. And they can pick between all those healthy choices and pack it into their lunch. Number 2, bringing the kids grocery shopping. I know it could be a hassle, but maybe bringing them to the grocery stores, they can actually be part of the process of shopping, and they can see that you're leaning onto fruits and vegetables, and they will see the importance of it. You can also ask your kids to choose ingredients and find the recipes they are excited to try. And lastly, and this is the most fun, is get the kids in the kitchen. We can encourage our kids to help in the kitchen when they are exposed to food preparation and cooking. It sparks curiosity and creates a relationship with food. Now, these are some ways that we can include our kids in the preparation of food. For example, we can let them measure food. We can have measuring cups, and they can help us with that. We can have them in the preparation of food. For example, they can wash and peel products. They can even chop ingredients when age appropriate. They can also and should assist with cooking, like give them jobs where they can assemble part of the recipe, stir and season during different stages of the recipes. You can ask them to create the dressing or design the garnish. And lastly, you can encourage them to taste the food as you cook it and ask them for their opinion. Now, if you want to have other activities outside the kitchen, maybe, again, like I said before, bring them grocery shopping. You can help them grow a garden. I think that's an awesome idea when we go outside and you like grow your own vegetables, they can be part of it. And I mean, if you have the space and the time, why not raise some chickens with it? All right, tip number 2, let's try different cooking methods. So you, all of us, we had to try food 10 times before we said that we don't like it. Now, that doesn't mean you got to try 10 bites. It means that you had to try 10 different times. That means this week you try, the following week you try, the following week you try, before you can say, oh, I don't like it. Remember, if we have a picky eater, like let's say you make something this Friday and then you make it again next Friday, you have to keep trying different ways to cook it. So for example, kids have a tendency not to like mushy vegetables. So if you're making a steamed vegetable, a steamed broccoli, that likelihood of them, they may not eat it. However, if you try roasting it or air frying it or maybe grilling, the kids are more inclined to prefer crunchy vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. I like to use the slow cooker, the muffin tins too, the air fryer, and baking sheets for roasting. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. Now, I used to make it, and I don't do that anymore as much, but when my daughter was little, I used to make it like on Fridays, I would make it like a Friday try day. So that day we'll try a different food or maybe like a different ingredient, and we want to mark it. I will ask them how it tastes, if she liked it or not, and kind of like check it. And I will do it for several Fridays. Like I said, we have to try at least 10 times before we say that we don't like it. This can be a new ingredient, a new food, a new recipe, or even a new cooking method. Let's say you make broccoli, grilled broccoli this week, maybe the following week you can do air frying, trying different ways so you can actually figure it out if they like it. All right, the crock pot is my favorite because when you do like pulled pork or chicken, you can do a bunch of things like chili, salad, tacos, and Mexican bowls. You can also use the crock pot for making soups, stews, sauces, salsa casseroles, and oatmeal. Now unfortunately, winter is coming. That's kind of cool to use the crock pot. The air fryer, that's my favorite one. That's how I cook a lot of my vegetables because I like the crunchiness. So I make Brussels sprouts and cauliflower to get that crunchy texture. And I also use it to make fruits and veggies chips for healthy snacks like kale or potatoes or sweet potatoes and kind of really thin. And then I put it on the air fryer and they come out as chips. So I like that a lot. See, I'm not a child, but I also like the crunchiness of my vegetables. Muffin tins. This is super cool because they're great because they're proportioned and easy for the kids to work with. And some of the recipes that you can get onto our website are like egg muffins, blueberry protein muffins, and meatloaf muffins. So all of these are easy and on the go. So you can meal prep the night before or 2 nights before, and then you can have it, and then you have a healthy snack or healthy meal for your kids. The baking and roasting, what I like about this is like if you make it, you are cooking your entire meal at once. The panko crusted chicken, it is a kid and adult favorite because it tastes like a restaurant chicken tender, but it's healthy. Number 4, and this one is actually all the tips are important, but this one is super important. It is start with us. When it comes to healthy eating, it is definitely a family affair, but the caregivers need to lead by example. The food and beverages that we consume can affect our current and future health. And even further, the food and beverages we choose to consume will be made by our children. Remember, research has shown that an obese 2-year-old has a 75% of being obese at the age of 35, and an obese 19-year-old has an 88 chance of being obese at the age of 35. What this means, it means that starting healthy habits at a young age is super important, more important than we realize. Understanding nutrition, choosing whole foods, and establishing healthy habits can create a good foundation for health. So, practice what we preach. Adults and caregivers serve as a role model for the kids. If you are telling your child to eat their vegetables, but you're not eating them yourself, well, it's like you're telling your child, really? Like you're eating your Big Mac and you're telling your children, this is unhealthy, but you should eat vegetables. We are creating confusion and even resentment. we have to remember, little ones are looking up to us. So as parents and caregivers, variety, balance, and moderation. All right, now we want to work with you guys. So it starts with us, right? You already know I'm a nutrition coach. So you can sign up for a free intro and then we can talk about it. If you start with you, and it will trickle down to your family. But to summarize, before we go on to the questions. So number one, it was to plan out balanced meals. They have variety, balance, and moderation. Number two, we want to get our kids involved, take them to grocery shopping with us, and be part of our cooking process. Number three, different cooking methods like air frying, grilling, and baking. And number four, be an example for them. I'm going to stop my sharing, and I would like to open up the floor. If we have any questions, I'm going to open the chat as well to see, maybe you put a question over there. How do we feel, girls? What questions do we have? What are we struggling with? Nobody's struggling with everything? Everything is easy peasy?
No, it's struggling with everything. It's Vicky. I liked how you said the Friday, like try day. I feel like my kids will eat what I make them because they'll eat what I make, but I just struggle with like meal prepping. Like if I'm working all day and then afterwards the kids have football or gymnastics, so like we're not home until 8 o'clock. So it's like, okay, what are we gonna make at 8 o'clock? Nothing, because I'm not gonna cook at 8 o'clock. So it's just like trying to meal prep, I think, figure out for the day, for the week, really.
Like we clear our time for the gym, and like we're like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym at 5, and that is non-negotiable. You're like, that. So the same happens with meal prepping and grocery shopping and all that. I understand having a bunch of kids or even one or two, it can be a hassle. But if you like prepare like separate an hour of your schedule, say this hour is non-negotiable. I'm gonna meal prep, and I'm gonna try to get one of my kids to help. Maybe not all of them. Maybe you have 2 or 3 or 4. I mean, we were 10, so you can imagine how that was for my mom. She was like, yeah, no, she will pick. She'll say, okay, you two, you're helping me today. And then the following day, you two are helping me today. So, but it all depends. I will like separate time, like clear out and say, okay, Friday at this time, you can look at your schedule ahead of time. It's like at this time, I'm gonna meal prep and I'm gonna make sure that I have the snacks for the whole week. You don't have to start big. It's small. It's in very, very small. Maybe you can want to get a handle of your snacks, or maybe you want to get a handle of your breakfast. And as the more that you do it, the better it will get. It's still, life happens, but like making like your schedule and putting in priority, like, okay, meal prepping or grocery shopping. I'm gonna take one of my kids with me, and she's gonna be able, or him's gonna be able to pick up the fruits for the week. Make them, part of the process. That will make them like more interested and curious about it. And in nutrition, it will start becoming something that is important and it matters. If it matters to you, it will matter to them.
Yeah, I like that. And how you said like the gym is a non-negotiable. Yeah, like it is, and it took a while to get there, but I feel like it could be the same thing. Like now I have to make it a non-negotiable that I'm gonna make the kids a meal or whatever it may be. So thank you.
No problem. Danielle, Heather, how we doing? You do have kids too. I mean, do we have any struggles? Anything of the tips that you think that you could be able to try it out?
I like how you had the Friday try day too, because I feel like sometimes my kids are so picky, and maybe it's like the way that I make things. So doing the different like cooking methods, like maybe they would, like to eat vegetables a little bit more because they're fine with fruit and they drink water, but like vegetables, forget it. They're like, no thanks.
Yeah, and like I said, like making it fun, and like and maybe you can introduce one vegetable per week and try with the same vegetable, and like but cooking in different ways. Like when I was a kid, personally, I didn't like broccoli. Now I love it, but not. But the thing is, my poor mom, she will always cook it the same way, and that's why I never liked it. And then when I grew up and I had my own kid, I realized that she didn't like it either. So I was like, what can I do so she can like it? And I was like, okay. I started cooking it in different ways, and finally grilling it that was the answer for her, and that's how she likes it. Now as an adult, I like it either way, but trying different textures too. Like I said, I noticed that I like crunchy vegetables more than I like mushy vegetables. When they're mushy, I personally don't like it. If it's an adult, I don't like it. I kind of feel the kids won't like it either.
Yeah, right. True. Yeah. So I like that. So I'm like, I think I'm going to try that. And I'm like, hey, tomorrow's Friday. So there you go.
And kids, they love charts and they're visual. I feel like for the most part, they're visual learners. So if you have a chart saying like, okay, Friday, we're going to try this. And then, or you can even ask them, would you like to try this? We have these vegetables. You have to try one, pick one. And then from there, you take it. Like give them some ownership. So they're like, they feel they're part of it. And then with that, becoming like nutrition is important. We should eat this. And then this is good. This isn't going to make me strong, faster, happier. I don't know. Whatever we can say so they feel more excited about the food that we're trying on.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
No problem.
I just want to know too, like what I, can take away from this is that, like setting time aside to meal prep, because that's my biggest thing is like, it'll be like Monday and I have nothing for dinner. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let's just get a pizza or, So,
we all do that.
Yeah, and like that would be huge because I take so much time to do other things and I put everything on the calendar, but I don't do anything with the food that we eat. So I think that's a really good idea, and I'm definitely going to do that.
Oh, that's super awesome. Yes. So like making it a non-negotiable, like I said, like for example, in my house and my family, we know we go grocery shopping on Wednesdays. And when we come back, we come back, I separate all my produce and I put it on the side. And when and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate 30 to 40 minutes to cook some vegetables. And then I try to make it easy on myself because I don't have time. So I was like, okay. And I usually I do some grilling or I use the bake sheet. And I put all my Brussels sprouts or my potatoes or whatever that is, and then I already have 2 vegetables. So the next day when I come back from the gym that I have barbell or whatever, I already have food and I don't have to go and buy something. It's already there. But it's a non-negotiable. After coming from grocery shopping, I need to meal prep some vegetable so I have that. And then the next day I don't end up eating cookies or pizza or whatever else. It's a struggle. I know it is a struggle. All right, girls. So our sponsor for our nutrition talk today is Whole Health Chicago. Vicky works there, and they're donated a $50 voucher to get any infusion therapy service. So I'm gonna do a little moving around, and we're gonna figure out who's gonna be the winner. And tomorrow morning when I see you, I'm gonna give you the $50 gift certificate. Deal? All right, I have the names. Yeah, Heather. Well, it's gonna be between Heather and Danielle. I can't give it to Vicky.
That's so funny. I was gonna say, can Vicky win that?
No, Vicky. No. So that's okay. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put the names right here in my hands. Okay. Like this. All right. And okay. Left. This is right. This is left. Pick.
Vicky, you pick.
Oh, I pick. Guys, should I pick left or right?
This is right. This is left.
They told me to pick right.
Right. Okay. Let's see what right is.
Oh, we need a drum roll.
Heather!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's super awesome.
Thank you. Wow.
Look at you. All right, so this is the gift certificate. You have a $50 of any infusion therapy. And if you want to know more information, I can tell you, or Vicky can tell you tomorrow about what this is. And all the information is in here, okay?
Great.
Girls, it was awesome talking to you. Thank you for not leaving me alone. I think this one was super, super great. If you have any other questions about it, I'm always in the gym. You know where I'm at. You know how I look like. And I'll see you all tomorrow.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Estefania.